You're going to learn how to easily create this cute illustration or even your own using the pressure panel, expand stroke, vector flat fill tool, and also the gradient tool. If you want to follow, take a screenshot, place the picture into Affinity Designer, and let's go! First, I'm going to create all the strokes, and for that I need to adjust the pressure settings. Don't forget to tick the option Scale to Object, as this will allow the stroke to change its width in case you want to scale your illustration up or down. The left node will change the pressure at the beginning of the stroke, the right node will change it at the end of the stroke. You can make as many nodes as you want. I'm gonna add one in the middle to make both ends of the stroke thinner. It's always useful to save the profile to have it ready in case you need it later. I removed the fill color and left only the stroke color. Next, I'm going to trace my sketch. When I was drawing this sketch, I was thinking what parts of the dog I would like to exaggerate more, so I tried to make his head and ears furry enough just because I think it's cute. Next, I'm going to trace the middle part of the head, but I'm going to trace only one side and then I'm going to copy it to the other side so that I wouldn't need to work twice. To make the eye, I'm gonna create a sharp node with the pen tool and then use the corner tool to round it. Don't forget to click on Bake Appearance every time you use the corner tool. Like this, you'll make sure that your shape will stay the same in case you need to scale it up or down. Now I'm gonna create a small highlight in the eye for more detail using the ellipse tool. I tend to make two highlights, one smaller and one bigger, just because I think it's also cuter. I carry on adding more details, changing the stroke width when I need it. It's important to create the strokes in a way that forms a closed curve, because if there's a little gap, the vector flat fill tool won't work. Here I'm copying all strokes that I've created so far, flipping them horizontally and placing them in a way that creates the other half of the head. I made these strokes too long, so I'm shortening them in the same way as I shortened the eye before. To create the muzzle, I'm using the trapezoid tool, which I convert to curves to be able to adjust them a little bit. And I round the corners with the corner tool. Then I add two more strokes for more detail. Here I am creating the tongue. At this moment, I don't worry about the intersecting strokes, as I'm going to show you later how to remove them. Finally, I'm going to create a body. I start in the middle of the head and create a straight line by pressing Shift and creating the second node, and from there I trace the rest of the body. Then I copy and paste this layer to create the other half of the body. I'm going to hide one of the layers, bring up the node tool and remove the middle part of the curve by pressing Ctrl and clicking on it. I'm gonna do exactly the same with the other curve. Now I highlight both layers, bring up the node tool, select the two bottom nodes and choose Join on the top. This will connect the two separate curves together to make one curve. Here I am doing the same with the fur on the chest. I'll stop here for a while just to show you one thing. When you have some strokes intersecting like me here and you want to remove parts of them, the pressure settings of the curve will change if you delete them like this. So what you need to do first is select them, go to Layer and Expand Stroke. This will expand the stroke and convert it into a closed shape. From there you will be able to remove unwanted parts without any changes. So now let's try to apply it to this character design. I'm selecting all layers with strokes, and here you can see that I have a black stroke set. When I go to Layer, Expand Stroke, you can see the stroke color change to a fill color. On the top, choose Divide, which will split object areas into separate objects. Now I'm going to remove the extra parts on the tongue by bringing up the Shape Builder tool, selecting the minus option and clicking on each unwanted area. Select Add on the top to get the dog on only one layer as one object. From here you can give a fill color to your illustration. I'm gonna start with the background by creating a rectangle, which I send to the back, and then I add a gradient color to it, choosing the elliptical type. Okay, let's add a fill color to the dog. If you decide to use the gradient tool, you need to select the layer first and then drag over it with the gradient tool. To change the colors, click on one of the little circles, then on this circle for a fill color. A color chooser window will pop up and you will be able to adjust your colors here. I'm working mainly with the linear type of gradient color. Only for the highlight on the ears I use the elliptical type. You can also use the style picker tool to sample the style of one object, in my case it's the ear, to another object. To do this, select the object that you want to change, bring up the style picker tool, click on upload on the top in case you have some previous style loaded, and click on the object you want to apply the style to. In my case it's the other ear. If you decide to use the vector flood fill tool, bring it up by pressing R, choose a color, and click on the areas you want to recolor. Okay, and this is it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial so far. If you are always looking for new ways to make your life easier when using Affinity Designer, I have a few other videos which you can watch now. And if you are interested in surface pattern design, you can check out my whole Affinity Designer workflow for surface pattern designs from inspiration to creation. As always, I love hearing from you guys, so don't be shy and let me know in the comments what you would like to learn more about. See you in the next video. Ciao!